Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Thursday. At least it's beautiful here.
Yeah.
Even though we're wearing sweatshirts, it's like the warmest it's been in a week.
It's a nice temperature. I like sweatshirt weather. I'm into it. I'm into autumn. I'm ready.
I know. Nothing like talking about the weather right out of the gate.
It's like talking to my folks.
I know. It is.
Well, welcome everybody. And tonight, exciting night for us. Very, very exciting, actually, because it's the first time that we've ever done something like this. Yeah. That is to say,
we got to participate in a barrel pick.
Well, we got to help select a barrel pick, and now we're giving one away. So we get to put all of that on display today, and we're thrilled to do it. And we hope that it lives up to the hype that we're putting behind it, which is just a little bit of hype. We don't do a lot of hype. It's bourbon. Yeah, you're gonna like this. Any more hype. You're gonna like this bourbon. How about that? So for those of you who don't know, the Heaven's Door single barrel cask strength bourbon pick that we participated in back in a long time ago, March, I think. I know it's been a while. That is,
we're getting antsy, actually.
Very antsy. It's finally here, and if you didn't see that video, you can go back and look in our catalog. It's easy to find.
I will say that my favorite part of rewatching that video is that when we left for the tasting, I had long hair, and in pure Bourbon Van style, the audio did not work out like we had hoped, and then I had short hair after that.
I had to reshoot some of it. That does happen. My favorite part of that video is that Norman is in almost the entire thing.
Oh, that was a little bit of a sucker punch when we
bittersweet surprise. But we actually have a house cat right now.
I know. If I feel she's staring at us.
Yeah, she's got that look in her eye.
If we look a little distracted, she's quite zoomier than Norman used to be. Yeah. She's 11.
And we're just cat sitting.
We're just cat sitting. Yeah, we haven't adopted. Yeah. But she's 11. She's got a lot of energy, and she's got the face of like a 1-year-old. So she's so little. Face. And Norman was like a, you know.
Yeah. Well, cheers to everybody who's joined us so far already. We've got Whiskey Nose here, and
Marty,
Bill Becker, and Regs Lugo, of course. There's Bill getting on here. Vote early and vote often. That's the way.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
We're from Chicagoland. We know how that goes. And sorry, just taking everything off the Wi-Fi here. No interruptions tonight, right? We gotta.
My phone is way over there, so mine's gonna. If the juice starts getting pulled.
Yeah.
Mine's phone is actually the. Usually the problem.
Yours can be a problem. Yours can be a big problem.
It's the same phone, but for some reason.
So anyways, we didn't even say, for every $5 that you contribute via Superchat, you are entered to win this bottle. So we made it $5 because we don't usually give away full bottles here at the Bourbon Van. So,
right.
Ruby Hart's here. Welcome to you.
Hi, Ruby.
There's Tim Gallivan. Hello, Tim. Tim and Teresa, if you're also watching. Huntley, Illinois. Welcome. Eric Gunderson here. Katie Turk.
Gunderstruck.
Welcome. Ken V. Yeah, get Gunderstruck tonight.
I love that. That's like the best part of that. I like all the names. We kind of stopped doing
nicknames,
like
a little bit.
For 5 Cent Friday. I don't know. Maybe we're getting lazy, but.
Well, yeah, that we're most definitely getting lazy.
Yeah.
Look at all the Patreons here tonight, though. Ken V is here. Matt H is here. Joe Knott is here. Look at their Bourbon of the Week. What's going on, everyone?
What's going on?
Bourbon of the Week, by the way, 3,000 subscribers this week. How about that? Congrats.
And if you haven't subscribed, do it.
Yeah, go check out Chris over there.
With a point. I just came in hot there with my pointy finger.
That's the Dalton, Illinois point right there.
It is the Dalton, Illinois
call
point.
That the Dalton point. Wendy Becker is in the house. Jonathan is here. Peach Coke. I'm here. We can start. Well, thank you, Peach Coke.
Hey.
He brought his gavel. Ready to go. Bill joins.
Just on time today, too.
Right on time. Bill joins is a new Patreon. That's absolutely right. Laura Brazil as well. Been around, not a new Patreon, but definitely a Patreon.
Yeah.
Watching at home with COVID. Oh no. Feel better soon. We know how that goes. That is no fun.
Yes. Hopefully it's an easy case.
Yeah.
It can basically goes either way. Either you skim right through it or you're like Phil and you're out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I hope you skate through it much, much better than I did. I didn't do that great. Tony N is here. Welcome. Eric is, look at that. He's in there. Good grief, he says. I like it. We actually are boosted now because we're getting ready to travel ourselves.
Yeah.
We told our Patreons last Thursday.
I know. We just wanted to. We're doubling down.
Hey.
We gotta just. We're past that 3. They say you have that 3-month safety. Man, if that's all you get,
Yeah.
But
everybody that we know that comes back from Europe comes back with COVID. So we said we're going to try and beat it to the punch. So we're actually
you have to expect the expected, I guess.
Yeah, we're only 24 hours away from having gotten boosted ourselves. So we're excited about some whiskey tonight.
But I am feeling a little like not under the weather, but just a little funky.
You little funk.
I have
This one actually didn't bother me at all.
Not smell funk, just hopefully not smell funk.
Well, you don't know.
Yeah.
Regs, you are in, and we are counting you in. There's Zach. Send all the things to Massachusetts. Katie Turk, cheers to the great content. Thank you so much. Ethan and I are lurking tonight. Miss you guys. Have you gotten the Fray Ranch Rye single barrel yet?
Wait, do you want to? Is it on the shelf?
It's not. I stashed it over there. I didn't have a place for it. Yes, we did get it. We are so stoked to rip into that bottle.
I was going to say, maybe we'll show it off in a little bit.
Hang on. I'm going to go get the bottles. I want you to see what we've got here.
Did we figure out about, Katie, because I know that, did you guys get yours? I guess that's the first question. And we just unpackaged ours, but we're missing the little button. The Fray Ranch. On the front. Yeah, the little Fray Ranch button. I mean, the bottle is still beautiful with or without it, but just curious if that's just like a new thing that they're doing or not.
You want to show the button there?
Yeah. So this is what I'm talking about. Like the little guy that goes right there, the Fray Ranch. Well, we have Fray Ranch.
We got a lot of it around. There's one right to your left.
I know. Oh, yeah.
Right to your left.
Right to your left. So normally, I got this like
little button.
I'm sure they don't call it a button. I'm sure it's a buckle or something.
Well,
anyway, it
you can see where there was like
beautiful.
There was some stickiness on there, so it looks like maybe it just came off. But
yeah,
130.4 proof. We can't wait to rip into this one. And speaking of, I'm going to give you that one to set over there because it's so heavy it might tip the table. Those bottles are heavy.
They are.
The other crazy rye we picked up this week that we're super excited about is the 2022 edition of the Old Forester Single Barrel Rye Barrel Strength, 131.3 proof. A lot of green labels landing on the shelf this week. We're pretty excited about.
I know, and Phil waffled. Usually Phil's not the waffler, right? I'm the waffler. And he told me about this opportunity to get the Old Forester. You guys know how I feel about Old Forester. The barrel proofs are hefty.
Yeah, those are behemoths. Yeah,
and he was like, "Do we want to do it? Do we not?" And I was the one that was like, "Can't pass it up." So hopefully it's good.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure it's going to be awesome.
I think it's going to be remarkable. It always is. Let's see here. Just catching up. We've got Jonathan here with a super sticker. Doesn't show up on our chat, but it shows up here. I can show you. I can show you what it is.
Oh, I wish
that. Fan?
How come it doesn't show up? It's just a mobile only.
Different technology, different brand.
Technology.
Yeah. Well,
that's so cute.
Cheers and welcome, Jonathan. You are in. Dan E is here. Cheers.
Guys, I love this. Katie
says they're probably going to get theirs on. They got to Louisiana today. We'll get them on Tuesday because they don't ship to Tennessee. Yeah, it's actually a lot of stuff doesn't ship to Oregon. I was really surprised to see we could get it. So stoked about that. Love and Julie's sweatshirt. Yeah, available at thebourbonvan.com.
I know. We got him, I think, we got him. Well, probably got him just at the end of the cold season last year.
Yeah.
And then basically went into t-shirts and tank tops. So
immediately. Yeah. Speaking of cool Bourbon Van stuff, we just got the
we're ripping through so many. I feel like
topics.
I was gonna say I feel like we're like on fast forward. We already ripped through bottle pits.
Well, we haven't started drinking.
And we haven't even started drinking, and we're just jazzed.
We are waiting on. Well, we got prints of what our potential stocking caps could look like, and they look real cool. We just have to select a color.
I have not seen them, have I?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe I need to stop drinking.
Let's see here. We got Joe Knott.
You are
in, Joe.
So
our friend from Ohio.
Always.
Yep. With lots of cats.
Love the cats.
Good dude.
I love the dogs too, and the deer. See another topic switch. We have about 4 deer that are bedded down in our backyard almost nightly now.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get rid of the grass, but I feel like then I'm going to get rid of the deer, and I like seeing the deer. They're so sweet.
Deer. Yeah, they're friendly.
Should we taste it?
Yeah, I am so thirsty right now.
I know. We're rolling topics, which is
you want to do the new one or the old one?
Oh, want the new one.
We want the new one, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course.
Let's introduce the bottle that you guys are playing for tonight and that we're going to be sipping.
Playing for. I actually like that.
This is the Heaven's Door Straight Bourbon Whiskey Cask Strength Single Barrel, selected here by the Bend Whiskey Collective. That is Trailhead Liquor, Bend South, and in this case, us.
Hey, I like to be part of that. It seems professional.
It feels professional. Yeah. 122.6 proof. This is mash bill of 70% corn, 22% rye, 8% barley, distilled in Tennessee, of all places. Warehouse W9, Rick Level B, Cooperage Kelvin, char number 4, and no toast. Bottled by Heaven's Door Spirits of Tennessee, of course, Memphis, Tennessee. I love this new bottle, by the way. I think it looks great.
And a new design. So here is the old, as you most of you, I'm sure, or all of you knew.
And there's the new one. Looking classy, looking good.
It's looking classy.
So, you want to put this in the super good, or do you want to put this in the Julie pour?
I think I'm going to put it in the Julie pour.
Yeah, Julie pour glasses, by the way, are Patreon only at this point.
Probably can't see it. It's the glare. Oh well.
But it's the Julie pour line is exactly 5 ounces.
Yeah, Phil thought it would be funny. He showed me the proof once, and I was like, I could get excessive with my pours, but man, if you're drinking a Julie pour, you better like be snuggled into a blanket and in your bed already, because you're not getting out of that.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere after that. The Julie pour glass, of course, inspired by every time Julie pours a glass on the channel.
Not every time, just occasionally. I just saw that side eye you just gave me.
Yeah. Do you know what's changed on this Heaven's Door bottle?
What else?
The old one has Bob Dylan's signature on the inside of the label. The new one doesn't.
Maybe he's
Matter of fact, I don't see Dylan's name anywhere on this.
Oh no! Now we have to start. Now we got to.
Well, something didn't happen to Bob that we don't know, did it?
No, I mean he was just here 2 months ago.
In our house?
I wish. No, playing a show. But you are correct. That's interesting.
By the way, hello to EJ, another Patreon, listening in the car. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Should we do a DJ voice? Wacky?
Oh, I was
about to morning show with the Bourbon Van. Ooh.
Ooh,
no,
that was pretty good. I was gonna come in like it's the morning show. The morning show.
I feel like you're gonna come in with you should shoot out the weather on the 10s.
That's yeah. Every time I turn the radio on, it's the weather. So
Dan E trying to play rock paper scissors to win this thing. Cheers to you, Dan. Did you get him in there already? You did. You're way ahead of me.
I'm trying to keep up. I forgot to get a wrench.
Yeah,
my bad.
Well, I think before we go any further, I think we need to have a drink in honor of Joe's dad, who passed from Alzheimer on World Alzheimer's Day. Sorry to hear it, Joe, and we're thinking of you.
Yeah, take care of yourself. Take care of your family. We love you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
There's to you.
Who picked this? I'm just kidding.
Just for the record, first whiskey of the day. And,
so what do you think? Okay, sorry. So first blush. I think I used that phrase correctly.
Yeah.
Woo! What's the proof on this?
122.6.
Yeah, I can feel that. It's trickling down. Down into
that Tennessee hug.
A bear hug.
Yeah. That's nice. Eric C, count me in for the bottle win. By the way, winning samples from the last giveaway arrived today. Hey, great. Glad to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Eric with a big win last time.
Oh, Eric.
Got all those single barrels. Ooh.
I'm so sorry it took so long to get to you. Phil's so on it, and then it's my part, and I mean, I'm such a procrastinator.
Oh, Bill Becker also lost his mother to the same thing about a month ago. Sorry to hear that,
Oh, Bill.
Cheers to both of you.
Yeah.
Alzheimer's, the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Got AJ Mountain Biker. Hello from Hot Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta.
I'd like to hear that. Is it really? It's probably still hot and humid there, right?
I'm actually jealous. I know we just talked about how nice it is when the weather is cool, but today was a perfect 71, I think. And I spent the whole afternoon working on the couch outside, and it was pretty much my jam.
I just realized that I think the heat's on.
That would be why it was so hot in here.
I'm like, what is happening?
I will say that was the poor Phil. He always says that I never do anything until it affects me personally. probably true. But for a couple days last week, he was like, "It's really cold. We should put the heat on." And I was like, "No, I refuse to." I probably sounded like that too.
That's exactly what you sounded like. Yeah.
And I was like, I refuse to do that. And then I woke up one morning early and it was like 38 degrees outside. I was like, oh, heat's going on.
Yeah.
He was less amused. I was like, it was cold.
That's frozen. Peach Coke says that Bob Dylan's signature is on the boxes, and he's right. I do remember seeing it there.
Thanks, Peach Coke. Whew.
Hey, Slapshot's here. What's up, Slapshot?
Okay, I'm sorry. So let's, I know I want to keep saying hello. Of course, we love saying hello. What do you think, though?
I think I actually like it better than I did when we were trying it.
I know. It's a really nice, I say nice. I got to get some new terminology. I feel like sometimes I get out. But a lot of brown sugar.
Brown sugar and oak.
Yeah.
And I love sweet oak, and this is definitely that. This bottle, by the way, is pretty good.
5 ounces. Buckle up.
This, by the way, when we tried it, was 120 point something or 121 point something. It actually, by the time they got it bottled, had actually increased in proof. So 122.6. So it is changed just a little bit.
Yeah.
But very flavorful, very vanilla. I remember thinking when we tried it
I
before.
actually think this is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I remember thinking before when we tried it, oh wow, there's a nice Tennessee presence here. That even that has mellowed out.
Yeah,
it's just a bourbon presence now. It's beautiful.
Yeah. What I liked about this then and what I still like about it now is that the 4 samples that we tried were very different from each other. There were other samples that I thought were just a little bit, I don't want to say unique, but like a little bit punchy, like flavors that, you know, some people would like, but not everybody. But one of the reasons that we settled on this is because it was so delicious, so wonderful to drink.
It's going to appeal.
The flavors came through so nice, and it's going to appeal to more people. I agree. I just sipped this and I was like, oh yeah. Like my friends that don't drink bourbon, if I had them taste this, maybe not at the 122 proof, but
probably not.
They'd like, you know, after they got used to it, they would love the flavors. Like it's just wonderful. Yeah.
Well, in this bottle, when we tried it, was aged 5 years. I'm not sure exactly what the full age is on it. But for $60 for 122 proof for a single barrel, that's this unique. I happen to think that's
unique
pretty good,
because it's
pretty good value.
Bourbon Van.
Yeah.
I love it.
What is up? Andrew East is here. Blind Squirrel is here.
Blind
Cheers.
Squirrel. It's a fun name.
Yeah.
That one.
Regs Lugo, by the way, won the Russell's Reserve 13 and the Weller 12 samples previously. He's saving them for his birthday months down the road.
Oh, nice.
Oh, AJ Mountain Biker says it's 90s in Hotlanta today. That's a little hot.
Oh.
Julie likes it, though.
I was going to say, that's right up my alley. I could totally live in the South.
Right.
Yeah. And then, you know, when I wanted to cool off for like a couple weeks in the year to go someplace with snow.
I am hell-bent on spending this winter in the South if we can pull it off. I'm ready. Get me out of here because it's supposed to be a big snowy year, and I'm not really much of a Yeti.
Bill.
Cheers to you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, you were working hard to stay at the front of the line today.
Yeah.
What is up, Richie Z? Welcome. Andrew East. I live in Kentucky. Just started drinking bourbon. Any suggestions? Oh boy, folks, help them out there. There are so many great whiskeys, and if you live in Kentucky and just started drinking it, great places to start. We actually have a video called "Best Bourbons for Beginners" from way back in 2020. The editing's not great, but the points we make, I think, are still pretty valid. There's some really nice whiskeys, good places to start. Things like a Maker's 46, I think, is on there, and Buffalo Trace, a little harder to find, but if you're in Kentucky, it should be around. Things like that, like nice sippers. Russell's 10. I was going
to say, I believe Russell's 10 made the list.
Evan Williams Black Label made the list, but 1783 is also a good one. So
1783, that's where I would go.
Anybody else that has suggestions for Andrew East, go ahead and put them out there.
Yeah, that's a good one. The bottles for beginners, and then also what was the other video that we did? It's kind of down that same line, but I don't know if it was like not $100, but like if you had $250 or something like that. Yeah. Which would make sense too.
Yep. Todd Weaver, you are in, sir.
Thanks, Todd.
Love to see the community.
Oh, that's why we do this, right? Like we use the best part. Woo.
By the way, there's a little leather, little vanilla, like black motorcycle leather and some vanilla sweetness. At first, I thought it was
got revved up there when he said motorcycle.
Got you all worked up. I was thinking at first that it was like vanilla beans, but there's a frosting here. It's almost like cinnamon vanilla frosting mixed together.
I love it.
Yeah. So one of the bottles that we tried that we liked, it was the last one to get eliminated before we picked this one, was very spice forward. And we liked it at first because of the spice, and then it built and built and built, and it was overwhelming. It was too much.
Yeah.
This one, much more subdued in that regard, that you get spice, but it doesn't overwhelm.
Well, I did learn a lot, I think, during this process. But I mean, I learned a lot. I mean, when we did our meetup and, you know, we met with some Patreons and did a tasting and just kind of, and just in general with our travels, excuse me, I just got a little burpy.
We're doing great over here.
I don't remember what now you distracted me, but I
distracted. Look at one burping into the microphone. We are
crap.
having a great night tonight. Thank you, Sean. You are in, and thanks for $10 supports content like this.
The content that we're doing right now. It's exactly whatever. I was just I think I was just talking about like tasting and the difference between flavors and profiles that people can pick up and can't pick up. I am not obviously a master taster. Most of my tasting notes are what we like to call on this channel as wackadoodle.
Forgot that word.
Yeah.
Nice.
But they make sense to me.
Sure.
And, I think actually we were talking with Bill about this. It's like when we taste something and somebody, they're not like leading you into tasting that, but they'll be like, oh man, there's good strawberry in here. And you're like, strawberry? What? And then you drink it. You're like, oh, he's right. Like
we can be very agreeable.
Yeah, we can be very agreeable. But I think one of the best parts about drinking in like a group setting and talking with people who love and appreciate this is that you learn from each other. And with flavors, there's so much that I've never had, like especially when it comes to spices or
completely
weird fruits. And what was that bottle we just had on 5 Sip from the something society?
Oh, the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society.
Oh yeah, I love
Stephen Kemper.
Oh yeah.
Who, still saying his name wrong. We're gonna get it right one of these times.
Or maybe we'll just now get it wrong for fun.
Good chance we'll never get it right.
But I love reading the back where it's like I think there was like
7,000.
Something paste or.
Tell you what, the cantaloupe was there though. That was interesting.
Yeah, I actually was pretty proud of myself for that one.
Ruby Hart says Eric C was able to score a bottle of one of our favorites, Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel.
Ooh.
Haven't had it for about a year. Drinking it now. Good luck with that one. Have at it.
So Ruby,
it's on the shelves here. I keep seeing it. It's
I know.
Around.
So not my favorite. Sorry, but we love it in eggnog, and we're about to hit eggnog season.
Oh,
so
we're not even close.
Well, I mean, my sister told me there's Christmas movies on by her and Christmas decorations.
Well, London
holidays.
is like Christmas City.
True, but it's already at Home Depot. I mean, it's in boxes still, but they're getting ready to put that stuff out. Anyway, eggnog season. Put a little nip in there.
Put a little nip in there. It's also good around a fire. It's great around a campfire. How far away could there be a bourbon van pick bottle? That should happen. Well, I spoke to not only a head distiller today, but I also spoke to a distributor today. So the wheels are in motion. I am doing everything that I can to make it happen by the end of the year. We will see how it goes, but
it's tough
also the
here.
what we're targeting is it's a special bottle. That's all I can say.
Oh, I heard Phil on the phone and I just was like, I'm gonna let him take this one. Like everything, I'm just gonna let him take this one.
See where he goes with it.
It would be really awesome. I actually am pumped. It's a little difficult here because we can't really ship out, though. Now we've found not a loophole, but there's like a new thing for shipping coming out of Oregon. But we have been talking with friends of ours on other channels as well.
Oh, about
possibly collaborating too. So it's fun to do picks. I actually our Trailhead Liquor friends, they're always out in Kentucky doing picks, single barrels, all that kind of stuff. And I'm a little jealous about that.
I'd love to do a lot more of them. They're super fun. Old Man Bourbon's here sipping a 1792. He wanted a giveaway with David on Whiskey Row, who I believe goes live in about 36 minutes. And by the way, we are going to try and we're definitely going to cut off entries at that 6 o'clock in 35 minutes and shut her down so that you guys can get to your stream.
Project manager in the.
This is supposed to be a happy hour.
Well,
I just want to, with people who are participating that want to get to other live streams, I want to do the right thing here. We got a lot of channels that are trying to collaborate.
That is true.
And trying to do good things for the community. We'd like the community to have, we want to be good to them.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree. I also wanted to say that at the end of every live stream, we always talk food. Oh. Because we always go on when it's 5 o'clock our time, and hopefully you guys have probably eaten, but I just can't get it together in time to like eat food before 5 o'clock. And today I actually did, and I have chili on the stove right now. It has an hour and a half timer on, so I'm gonna say 6. I think it's 6:30 is the cutoff. Is the cutoff because you'll start hearing it like ding, 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 and then we're gonna be like, let's eat. So I had a schedule. We're telling you what we're having for dinner.
Right. Manga Gaia TV is here. Eric C says go for Cooper's Craft 100 proof. Yeah, that's a delicious
good one. Yeah.
Keith J from MA says, cheers, folks. Is this for sale online or just your local store? Right now, it's just available at those 2 local stores, Trailhead and Bend South.
Yeah.
We're working on it. We're trying to see if we can do something else, at least for Patreon. So stay tuned. We're working on it. And certainly with the bottle that we want to choose, the single barrel, that'll go out to Patreons first once we finally figure it out, but it'll be definitely online.
Yeah, this one we were just asked to join, which was lovely. And but if we do one on our own, then obviously that one we're hoping that would have wider distribution.
Absolutely. And I just
I like it.
Matt, you're drinking Marina 6 today, by the way. I mean, didn't even know that was released yet, so that's cool.
I just heard. I mean, I don't know if it was. I don't know if it's released here. Peach Coke, but I did hear that was coming.
Yeah.
So I just want to. Sorry, I'm just circling back. I'm a fan of Heaven's Door, which I think has surprised people in the past, but it's the one celebrity thing that I can get behind.
Yeah.
But I've always liked the various ones I've tried. I think this is pretty darn good.
I think it's great, and I think it's a label it's a brand that has obviously a huge variance. A lot of MGP stuff, a lot of Tennessee Distillers Group stuff, and a lot even now their own stuff, which is coming around. So there's
I almost drank it all already.
There's a big variance, but this little raspberry in here now, strawberry maybe, red fruit. It's good. Manga Gaia TV says, what's your opinion on proof sweet spot for an old fashioned? And you were just making some the other day.
I made them with Buffalo Trace.
Sure.
Because we were doing walnut old fashions actually, versus just traditional old fashions. But in the past, I've done High West, the double rye.
Double rye.
Rittenhouse, of course, is like I feel like the go-to. Like if you're gonna
bonded.
Yeah, if you're gonna go rye. So I think those are probably my 2 favorite on the rye side. You mentioned 1783, which I would have totally put in my old fashioned.
I actually like that,
but we didn't have any, so that's why we went to Buffalo Trace on this one.
For me, it's not about proof so much for old fashions as it is about whiskeys with good flavor. It has to have a richness, almost a decadence. Well, at least for the ones that we like, with the maple and the walnut bitters. You need some strong flavors to stand up to it. So it's not necessarily proof, but something with like 1783, really flavorful bottle for 90 proof.
For 90, yeah.
So that's what we like to do.
Yeah. And they're sweet. So, but cocktails you can drink so easily. So sometimes I'm trying to keep them a little mellow, I think.
I'm going to catch up here a little bit.
I know. I love that you guys are just chatting.
Aiden, by the way, caught us saying that this was going to be on 9:2 in the image today that we shared on YouTube instead of 9:22. So thank you, Aiden, for catching that.
There's my proofreading skills being stellar.
Andrew's trying to figure out if bourbon matures in the bottle. It definitely does not. Once it's in the glass, it stops. Once it's out of the barrel, it stops maturing completely. Yeah. Walmart had Christmas trees.
Oh, Chris, I don't know. I could skip all the middle stuff. I don't actually need to. I don't want to watch all the stuff or anything, but I just want to have the house decorated because it's just so cozy.
Right.
But I also don't want to be that person on the, on the block that still has it up in August.
No.
Sorry if that's you.
No judgment. Northwest Bourbon, cheers. And by the way, Northwest Bourbon has. I forgot the name of the distillery, but it's a Montana distiller on his live stream tonight, 8 o'clock Pacific time, I believe. Let us know if that's right.
Perfect.
What's the best sub $10 bourbon? Oh boy.
Sub 10. Wait,
I don't know.
No. Wait, what did we just have that was only 10?
Ancient Age is like $11, and that's about as good as it gets, I think, for something that cheap.
Sub 10.
Old Crow is now.
We go sub 20.
Yeah, I mean, you can go all over that.
No Old Crow. I'm not promoting that.
Yeah.
Even though people do love it, I guess.
Yeah, I agree, Matt, that you'll see what happens in a couple weeks with that. Remus, the 5 took a little time to open up for us. We actually didn't get to it until this year. We missed out on it last December when everybody else was calling it one of the bottles of the year. So it might be bottle of the year for us this year. We'll see.
Yeah.
EJ, there he is. He's home. Got the dog. Look at that underbite. I love it. Who would plan a flight that requires driving to the airport around 5 p.m.? Your wife would. That too.
I was just going to say that I always make the mistake about booking. I was like, we need to maximize our day and then make a 5 a.m. flight. Or I don't think we fly that early, but like 5:50. That is horrible. Like, I mean, I get it in one regard, but I'm like, who wants to leave the house at 3 a.m.? That's silly.
I don't really want to leave the house at all, usually.
Yeah.
Keith J has got the Heaven's Door Decade. Haven't popped it yet. We've had a couple people ask us about it lately. We aren't likely to see it here, I don't think. We don't get a ton of Heaven's Door stuff here. So when you get into it, please let us know what you think of it.
Yeah.
Aiden, you're absolutely right. Dylan, I don't know how involved he is with this, but he wouldn't put his name on something that wasn't getting a lot of good effort behind it with good people. So
I know we've talked about celebrity whiskeys in the past, and I haven't had I'm sure there's like a gazillion of them.
We haven't had
probably more tequilas and gins or whatever too.
Maybe.
But this is one of the only ones that I can give the Julie thumbs up for, at least.
By the way, we haven't talked mouthfeel on this.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Oh, full stop.
It's coating like crazy. Almost like a toasted, like the roasted nuts that you get at, speaking of Christmas time, the Chris Kindle Market in Chicago. Yeah. Like the cinnamon roasted almonds. There's a little bit of a stickiness
to it. Yeah.
It's good.
A little amaretto.
Yeah.
I just made that up, but it kind of does have a little amaretto flavor.
The sweetness that hits in the back of your palate, like on the far back of your palate. It's nice.
So, Katie.
Thank you, Katie Two Cats.
Yes, I will tell you that
you are in, by the way.
It's only been a couple, 5 months or something like that. But we're a little out of practice with having an animal around the house again. Like, she's only been here 2.5 days.
We haven't been sleeping great.
I'm not sure if I've slept more than 3 hours. She's a lot chattier than Norman was. Like, he only chattered for food, basically. And he was really chill. Like, all he wanted to do was snuggle and watch movies. And this little girl is like, come on. I feel like she's on some sort of
she's
zoomy drug or something like that. She is she yells at you. She runs around the house.
She pukes on the bed. She's
been puking. I'm way out of my practice with animals.
She's currently clawing at this old Heaven's Door barrel that we were sitting at.
I know. We should pick her.
She's over there. She's a goofball. No. Eric Anderson cracked a Morris Australian single malt finished in Muscat casks, 48% ABV, good spice and great flavor. Eric's got this global whiskey thing down.
I'm gonna stop by your house.
Yeah. Hey, can we live with you?
I know everything that you say sounds so exotic to me. I'm sure Phil knows what that is, but I'm like,
I've never heard of that.
I don't know what that is, but I'm trying it.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Whiskey. Whiskey knows. Marty's here. Look at that.
If you don't follow Marty,
go check out Whiskey Knows. Come on, he's got some of the best live streams. I always have a good time watching Marty's videos. Cheers, Marty. You are in the running.
I love it. All right, I'm sure you're here for a comparison, right?
Yeah, I'd like to see how it compares to the Indiana whiskey that we picked up in Tennessee. Actually, we got this Main Street liquor store, Nashville, Tennessee. That was a recommendation that came to us from Stuff and Whiskey, our friends Josh and Aaron.
Yeah. Was this at the probably the coolest? I mean, outside of Central Oregon.
No, it wasn't
the coolest shop.
No, you're thinking of what was it, Zydeco or something? Hey, don't tear up the couch. Hey.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. She's a scratcher.
She's going for the chili. I'm gonna go scoop her up so you guys can meet her.
But that's not the. I forget when we were in Nashville. I'm sure you guys will put it in the chat right away, actually. The wonderful gentleman who, when you go into a store, will just give you like a million different try it before you buy it samples.
I want to say it's Zydeco, but it's definitely not that. Say hi to the people, you goofy.
Elixir.
I think that's
Is that right?
Yeah. Hi. Say hi to the people.
Her name is Kula, which is actually a little hard to remember because our neighbor's cat is Luna. And so there's just a lot of weird girl names happening. But anyway.
She's a good girl, but she's
sweet.
She's a busybody and
she's
very
not
active.
As cool as Norman.
Nobody's as cool as Norman.
But I love her already. She's a sweetheart.
Hey,
I didn't do too bad on that. You can't...
Like a guy at TV says, you guys are the reason I bought Maker's Mark 2020 and 2021. Yeah, we just read about the BRT 1 and 2 that are getting. One of them is American oak staves from the high floors. The other one's French oak staves from the cooler low floors.
Here's the thing.
That's neat.
Maybe people knew this ahead of time, that there was was it just 10 releases of each? Like, wasn't there just 10 and they're going to stop it? Like,
so I'm not sure what that applied to.
Oh, because
I thought that was what they said, that they were going to do 10 years of those or 10 releases of those and then shut it down.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't know. Is that
No. That's this one. I didn't know if you needed a little more.
Yeah.
Oh. Then I might have I love the wood fitting Maker's 46. I don't care what
Yeah.
It's just delicious. Like, I had it the other day and I was like, wow, this is really good. What is this? And Phil poured it for me. He's like, Maker's 46. I'm like, solid.
When I can't decide, it almost always winds up in the glass.
But that wood finish series is something special.
Stellar, yeah.
I would have saved all my bottles, actually.
Aiden, he's got some insight on this. Favorite sub 10 I've had was a Total Wine product called Earl Settler. Heard of it, haven't seen it. But we've actually, you're not the first person that said that that's pretty good for under $10. Curious what the difference is, says Ken V. I have an Indiana distilled one that I haven't opened yet. So this bottle, actually, the Indiana one, it's an MGP product when we say Indiana one. That's a bottle that we picked up at Elixir, at Main Street in Nashville that has, it was in our Advent tournament last year. Did really well, too. Matter of fact,
like Final Four or something.
For a hot second, I thought that bottle was going to take it all. It's really, really tasty.
It's a little banana.
Bellmead Reserve. That's probably the closest comparison I can make to it. Smoke Wagon, but the way that Smoke Wagon is aged, the oak is so dry, it doesn't really compare.
You said the word Smoke Wagon, I was like, ooh.
You love Smoke Wagon.
I want some of that.
Yeah, I do too. But yeah, it's more Bellmead Reserve. The Tennessee, I'm twisting the caps because my OCD is going crazy. Yeah. Well, let's just taste it. Let's just see what the difference is. What do you think?
Yeah.
Let's take a sip of water here.
So Nashville.
Jeff Perkins is on the drive home from work. You've got the bourbon van on your evening drive. How about that?
Oh, I liked that.
You're riding with the bourbon van. I'm going to get into radio after this, everybody. I hope you'll all follow us.
Was that morning or afternoon? Like when they did
it's just terrible radio.
Yeah. It's funny here. We don't have, it's fine. I don't listen to the radio, but we don't have that many radio stations. But the one radio station that we do have is all the music that I used to listen to in high school.
Yeah. Was it 92.9?
7, I think it's 92.7 or something like that. Anyway, it's awesome. But every time I get in the car, I'm like Live was on the other day, and it was the second time I've heard that in 2 weeks. I'm like, I haven't heard this song in 15 years, and now I've heard it twice in 2 weeks, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's kind of funny.
William wants to know, do you guys like a Boulevardier? Yes, we actually do. We did the Wild Turkey introduction to their whiskeys thing. They were doing an online course type thing a while back, and we got a kit from Ben South Liquor when we were doing that had Boulevardier glasses. That's what I actually drink out of. It's the whiskey that we drink, the glasses that we use when we're drinking in the van.
Oh, yeah.
Not in the van, when we're camping. You get what we're saying.
Not driving in the van.
Yeah, we don't drink them often, but the little glasses are nice. It's a nice little sipper for sure.
Yeah.
Be on the road. Jamie's here. Cheers. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
20 minutes exactly until they go live.
I think that I would I am a project manager, but I would probably, I'm less, I used to be early in my career. I used to be very concerned, like hitting deadlines and stuff. I'm not sure if maybe I'm either like chill now, or I was never really a good project manager.
I might be a little over the top.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hey, cheers! Let's drink this super good. Let's try. Yeah, let's get into the Indiana one here and see how this goes.
So I will say I've done they smell way different.
Oh yeah, 120.5 proof. I mean, they're completely different distilleries, so they ought to be.
But
much more white sugar than brown sugar here.
Ooh, you're right. Like this is. I haven't drank it yet, but it feels a little deeper in the one that the Bourbon Van helped pick. Yeah,
it's super good. That's just great whiskey. Way more fruity, less of the brown sugar, a little more bitter oak. This one's aged a little bit longer, I believe.
Right out of the gate, I like ours better.
They're both fantastic, though.
This has a little bitterness to it, actually.
It's like comparing.
I'm not just saying that because we picked it.
It's like comparing a Honda to a Chevy. They're totally different directions, vehicle-wise.
True.
That's what this is about.
This does have a nice little bit of leather on the finish. The finish is really nice on this glass. Nice. Yeah.
Richie Z says, do you have Glens available in your online store? Do you take PayPal? We do have Glens available. I don't know if we accept PayPal, but I can turn it on. I'll take a look later today.
Yeah.
The only other celebrity whiskey besides Heaven's Door I've appreciated is Blackened. Concept is very gimmicky, but it is good. That's what Bill Becker says. The Oregon Spirit, I believe, plays music to their barrels. And
they play music?
I'm pretty sure they do in their barrel house, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Also, if you ever visit Central Oregon, they've got a great cocktail list. I've gone there a couple times now in the last month for work functions, and whoever's behind the bar is doing a killer job.
Yeah, Oregon Spirit, good distillery, good people. Boy, this is good. This is pretty tasty.
I'm actually going back and forth already. It's like a video where I'm like, which one do I like better? They're so different from each other, which, is good.
Oh man, we are way behind. Eric Gunderson just said, "Come on through. We're empty nesters now." And Ruby said, "Meet up at Eric Gunderson's."
Like 20 minutes ago.
I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys.
We're gonna catch up real quick.
Yeah.
Beyond the Rose says she's a cutie. Yeah, that's a cute cat, isn't it?
I thought you were talking about me. Ah.
Her too.
Oh, she's sleeping now. She's got a whole little nest here. It's funny what we do for our animals. She came with like stands, 3 blankets, a brush. We don't brush animals. Well, Norman was short hair, so we did like every so often. Yeah. It was just more for fun.
What she didn't come with was a pooper scooper.
Oh yeah, well.
So I had to grab one of those.
Yeah. That's all right.
Look at here. Eric Gunderson says, I just got an Icelandic single malt 2, Floki. Haven't opened it yet. 47% ABV. We loved Iceland. And by the way,
can I see that? Can you throw that up for me? Because you know how I can't see very well.
We didn't taste any Icelandic whiskey when we were there. We drank their vodka and drank their beer.
Because I wasn't drinking it then.
Right. We weren't that big into whiskey at the time.
No.
I mean,
and it was very
I liked
expensive.
whiskey, but I wasn't like a single malt guy back then.
Right.
That's the biggest difference.
I actually don't know. I really like, if you were like, do you want a whiskey? I'd be like, no, I'm going to have some sort of other cocktail or something.
Peach Coke says, do I drink fresh hop beers or a Sazerac cocktail? I'd have work in 8 hours.
Are you just having what?
I would go fresh hop beer. It's the weather tonight is perfect for it in Central Oregon.
Yeah.
Crank throw the window open, turn up the bourbon van nice and loud so your neighbors can hear, and enjoy that fresh hop. And you know what? I have a nip of something.
You want the bourbon van blaring from your instead of some like smooth jazz or
your neighbors are probably watching us too.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Speaking of, they don't watch the show, but I just want to point out, and I'm sure you guys feel this too, but when you have amazing neighbors, isn't it like the best?
Our neighbors are awesome.
Neighbors are just the sweetest people in the entire world.
They have a cute dog.
They have tinier than Norman was, like by half.
Yeah.
But they just came over the other day and said, we got extra tickets to the Wilco show. Do you want them? No strings attached, whatever. And we're like, yeah, sure, we'll go. And it was just the sweetest thing. Saw them today. I thanked them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I texted them too.
Yeah, I said our friends go to the Wilco show in Chicago, like whenever they're playing.
Every opportunity.
And they were just amazing. And it
was fun.
in case Phil and Katie, in case you're watching someday.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah. Keith J says, very interested in McCarthy's single malt, and you should be. That's great whiskey, and that's part of what we're working on in the future. Clear Creek Distillery, great people, and they have something that's going to be available in an online store soon. If you're a Patreon, we'll let you know about it when it happens. It's not anything that we've got anything to do with, but it will be more readily available out there. We'll let you know when that happens.
I love them.
Yeah.
Oh,
I couldn't help myself. Even as I was saying it, I was like, oh no, Phil. Like it came, I couldn't stop myself.
So Phil went to go like post the video and he goes, I need to show you something. And I was like, okay. And he like played it. And then he said that. I'm like, oh man. Of course, if I was in there tasting it with you, I probably would have hard eye rolled too. And then started laughing. You would have
stopped us right there and been like no, we're not doing that. There's a lot of that stuff that Julie shuts down.
I'm like, okay, it's just getting too much. Too much.
Here we go. Mega Guy TV, by the way, is watching Bourbon Real Talk too. You can watch us both at the same time. That's fine. I would like nothing better than to head south for the winter, cruise across slowly to the East Coast, and then in the early spring start working our way up.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Come up through Maine, then go up into Canada, maybe Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Oh boy.
That sort of place. I would love it. I would love nothing better than to sneak over there.
I know. We keep just driving to Chicago and back, which is amazing, of course.
Yeah.
But last time I was like, okay, this is the last time we're doing this drive. Like basically like, this is the last time we're doing this drive. Next time we're going to go south and hit all those because we burned through them so quickly. We can sneak up a little bit, but I would. My friend in Florida really wants us to come visit, which I come visit all the time, but Phil never comes.
Your grandma in Florida would like us to come visit too.
Yes. And then
she's so sweet.
Yeah. And then
she gives open mouth kisses though. It's
she does not. She does not, but she's like 96. So anything goes.
Yeah. Can't really say no.
But yes, I would love to shoot up the East Coast for sure.
Aiden says Oregon Spirit's underrated. Their rye and wheat are awesome. And I will second that, especially the rye. That they grow fantastic rye around here. Oh,
right. The rye, I think the rye is where it's at.
Yeah, the grain is great. Even into Nevada. I mean, look at Fray Ranch. There's some fantastic rye growing around here.
Yeah.
And they make good whiskey with it.
Yeah, for sure. Again, I'm just thinking about now that we're talking about it, I'm like thinking about those cocktails I had. They were so good.
Eric says, besides Irish and Scotch, I'd say milk and honey from Israel and Amrut from India. Absolutely fantastic. Morris single malt is really good. I think we need to have Eric on one day just to introduce us to whiskeys of the world.
Yeah, you definitely know more than we do.
Way more. Okay, so.
Yes. Talk to me, Goose. Still haven't seen that movie. I mean, the new one.
Yeah. I don't think Goose is in that one.
He's not, but his son apparently is.
All right.
Miles Teller, which is like, anyway, we're not talking about this anyway.
Anyway. Okay, so the Tennessee, the one that's our pick, darker, more brown sugar, a little more red fruit, a touch more cinnamon, and a longer finish. The Indiana one.
I like I'm going to be honest. I'm not just saying that. I would be completely honest where I'd be like, we made a mistake.
Well, they're both really good. There's no denying it.
There's nothing harsh about this pick.
The thing about the Indiana one, though, that I can't get past, it's just granulated sugar sprinkled on raspberries.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
That's
dynamite.
There does seem to be a little, I don't know, it's not bitter. It's just there's a little stutter in this other one.
Yeah. Stutter. Yeah, you're right. It is a bitter. I like the way you said it.
I don't know. Because it's not. I don't want to say bitter because it's not. Because obviously this got to like almost the finish of our avatar, so I love it. Yeah. But I'm drinking it. That's why it's so fun to do like comparisons because you're like, oh, I love this, and then you put it up against something else, and you're like, holy smokes, what happened?
Well, the funny thing about that Indiana one here is Let's really quickly talk about it. The mash bill of the Tennessee one: 70% corn, 22% rye, 8% barley. Indiana, 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malt. So there's a difference right off the bat there. But the really interesting thing here is that the cooperage is different.
Yeah.
And we know that we like that Kelvin cooperage stuff.
Yeah.
We've had plenty of bottles that were side by sides with Kelvin and other things, and the Kelvin has always been good. I want to say Nashville Barrel maybe is a Kelvin cooperage. They always use Kelvin. I might be wrong on that. And that one's ISC for Indiana. The char, number 4 on this Tennessee barrel, the one that's ours pick, number 3 on the other one. There's no toasting done on our pick, but this one has a medium toast on it. So that's where I think the bitterness is coming from, is the extra attention given to the wood. Definitely changes the profile somewhat. So it's fun to try these things side by side because there's so many differences in the way that they're produced that you get wild flavor differences. The crazy thing is that this is a number 3 char, so it should be a little bit lighter, but it also has toasted oak in it.
Yeah.
This one's got no toast in number 4, and it's way, way darker.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was interesting. Is that interesting?
No, I think it's very interesting.
I lost her, everybody.
No, you didn't. I was just thinking about the Maker's Pick, the wood finish series. They're coming out with the 2 side by side, and you're supposed to taste them together because one was top.
I can't wait.
Top of the rick house, one was the bottom of the rick house, right?
And totally different staves.
Right? Which that is right up my alley. Like, because I know they're both going to be awesome, and so then you're just curious. I mean, I don't really. That's Phil's scientific.
Oh yeah,
thing.
The very little, the few things that I recall.
Yeah, but I do find it like so interesting, and I'd be interested to know which one I actually prefer. But that's kind of, it feels similar to what you're talking about right here.
Big congratulations, by the way, to EJ, who got himself a Russell's 13 last week.
Whoa!
Right here in the great state of Oregon. Congratulations.
Hey. I know, we just got that bottle.
Got that too. Richard Hoyt says we're doing a lot of teasing in here tonight. Yeah. Regs wants to know if there's an East Coast visit and meetup coming. Keith J says invite to Cape Cod on that trip.
Oh,
Cape Cod. Is there a Kurt Vonnegut museum there? I'm reading a book right now. I've read a lot of Kurt Vonnegut lately.
And I was thinking Kurt Weill, and I was like, let's go to a music fest.
Isn't he from Philly though?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I don't know. Yeah.
But I'm reading a Kurt Vonnegut interview book, and he keeps talking about how his family moved to Cape Cod randomly, like how he moved his family to Cape Cod randomly. Yeah. Almost just because it was like, it's something that I was supposed to do. My dad said I was supposed to if I ever made money.
Gotta bone up on our seafood eating.
Yeah, that was. I'm really enjoying that. Conversations with Kurt Vonnegut. He repeats himself giggling a little bit, but I laugh out loud at that book a lot. If you're a Vonnegut friend, you should check that out. Ernie as a cat,
a friend or a fan.
Fan. Oh yeah, if you're a friend of Vonnegut,
then call us.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, Keith J, we'll take you up on that when we get to that area. We love Massachusetts. We love the Northeast.
Yeah, I will say it's funny. Now, I'm not watching you read it because that would be creepy, but like I'm trying to read a book right now, and then he'll just start like giggling, and Phil's not a giggler. I'm
barely a human.
Barely, yeah. And so you are very much enjoying this one, which is great.
It's been great, yeah.
I am reading a physical book. So Phil loves physical books, right? He likes the heftiness, the whatever. I'm a Kindle reader. It's like I'm reading this book right now, and it's hard. First world problems. It's hard holding a book. Like I miss the 1 ounce of the Kindle. I'm almost wanting to get through the book so that I can just go back to my Kindle.
The lamp in the bedroom also happens to be on my side.
I know. And so
I read for 5 seconds and I'm like,
yeah, 9:45. He's like, so I'm putting my book away, and I go, okay. So, and I can fall asleep with like 1,000-watt spotlight on my face, and it wouldn't bother me. If there's a nightlight a mile away,
if the neighbor turns on their bathroom light on the other side of the house, I'm awake.
So yeah, it's a real problem.
Ruby Hart says if you made it to 96, you can open mouth kiss anybody you want.
Exactly, Ruby. This is what I keep saying. He keeps saying this like it's he's like, and I was like, you like it.
I wouldn't say I like it as much as I tolerate it. Andrew East wants to know, is there any bourbon you think is overhyped? And the answer is most definitely yes. And actually, Aiden has some good. We've actually had some conversations about this in comments on some of our YouTube videos. That I think that there's lots of whiskeys that are overhyped. Almost anything that people would stand in line for is going to be overhyped. I think that there are some great.
With the caveat, like almost, like you should say, because I would say most of them.
Yeah, like I wouldn't like. There's people that'll pay $200 for a Taylor small batch.
Yeah.
If I didn't get it occasionally in Oregon on the shelf for, I think it's $50 now, I wouldn't be chasing that bottle. Like it's great, but I mean, it's not worth going crazy for.
We do say, I mean, on the channel we talk about that beautiful price point. I mean, there's so much good stuff at like lower than this too, but that like $30 to $65 range. There's just so much beautiful bourbon and whiskey that's available. I mean, of course, allocated stuff. You know, we've had there's a few things on our shelf that we haven't even tasted yet that we're like kind of anxious about, that we're saving for special occasion type deals. And you're like hoping, you know, you spend the money, you're hoping that they execute. Some of them do, some of them don't. So
I think that's the thing. A lot of times when you're spending a lot of money, you're expecting something with a wildly unique flavor profile. You don't always get that.
No, a lot of times it's just age, right? Yeah. That makes it special. And age is tricky. At least for me, age is a tricky situation. Yeah. Because sometimes it gets the oakiness gets overpowered. Sometimes it's beautiful. You just never know. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the healthiest place to start with your whiskey is affordable, good, medium proof whiskeys. You don't have to go 80 proof if you're a new bourbon drinker. I don't think.
Especially if you're a bourbon drinker on a budget or any kind of budget. Like
I just keep going back to Evan Williams 1783 or Evan Williams Black Label. They just sip so nice. They're such a great introduction to neat bourbon. I'm talking about neat specifically.
Yeah.
They're just fantastic. They are baseline. That's what bourbon tastes like. Russell's 10 is another great example of like, you're getting a 10-year aged whiskey that has, I saw you say something about vanilla earlier, has nice vanilla to it. Yeah, it's got a little bit of spice to it too, but the balance is there. It's a beautiful balance.
Right.
I think the bottles like that there's a lot of overhyped stuff out there. If you're looking to go over 100 proof, that's where things go bonkers a lot of the time. But there's some great medium shelf, middle shelf bourbons out there that are just fantastic. So work your way up. Don't buy into the hype initially. My brother just sent me photos today of Bombergers and Shanks, both around the $100 price point. And
it's tough for me to spend $100.
Michter's is so good on its own. The bourbon, the sour mash, the rye.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I just have to try it before I buy into it. But I wouldn't spend $110 plus tax for a Bombergers right now. But maybe, again, I haven't had it. It's hard to say. But that's one that I think when I see that stuff circulating, I go, I would probably stay away from that, because for $60, I got this bottle right here that's blowing my mind right now that I'm loving so much. So,
well, and you know, I mean, if you're someone that has endless funds, then spend your money or whatever. But we just did that video on oh no, it's true. Oh yeah, I did hear that. Yeah. But we just did the video on the 101 rye, right?
Yep.
$20 for a liter, right?
29.
I'm sorry. $30 for a liter, or depending. And it's flipping awesome. Like
Wild
it was
Turkey
so
101
delicious.
rye.
And so it's sometimes, you know, like you think about when you go to like your local establishment and you buy a bourbon, right? You're out 10, 12, 20, depending what you're getting, like who knows. And so part of me, like I rarely ever actually buy bourbon when we're out, unless we're at like a bourbon bar or whiskey bar or something like that. That's
and I get it
like
all the
specialty. Only because I'm like, now that I know, like I look at the menu, I know exactly what things cost. I'm like, well, why not spend $12 when I can get the whole bottle for like $30 more, right? So it's tough for me.
Yeah, it's also a funny situation where you're at a bar and you see Knob Creek 9 for $6. You're like, that's a pretty good deal. And then you see it for $12 and you're like, I'm not going to drink that at all. No, I can't order that. Like something about those price points, like for some reason under $10, I don't get too upset about, but over $10 for a whiskey that's like $30. By the way, Knob Creek 9, nice place to start too for your whiskey. If you like a 100 proofer.
Is that the one did we just buy?
We just got a little one here.
Yeah, because we're going to do a video.
We got a video coming. Bill says Kurt Vonnegut's from Indy. He's absolutely right.
Oh, nice.
Slaughterhouse 5, one of my favorites. Look at there. That's great.
Bill said that because I just that was a book that Phil recommended and I just finished it.
You did.
We watched a preview of the movie that came out in like
71 or 73.
It was very confusing. We ended up not. We're like, oh, he had mentioned the book that Phil's reading, that it was a good adaptation of the book, and so
Kurt Vonnegut was happy with it, but that's because movies at the time moved at a different speed.
Yeah, and so we watched the preview, which when you watch previews of movies that are older, they're not very succinct.
Yeah.
And I was like we got to the end, I was like, yeah, we're not watching that. The book, I think, was a little bit more engaging.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Here we have some overhyped whiskey suggestions. Pappy all day long. I'd agree with that. Blanton's is overhyped. Yeah, totally. Taylor, not worth the hunt. Completely agree. Nice $40 whiskey. Yeah. Eagle Rare. Yeah, Eagle Rare.
I love Eagle Rare.
It used to be.
Sorry. I do like it.
Look, I like it too. It's a very, very easy sipper. It's probably the easiest drinking $30 sipper that you can buy.
Yeah.
Which isn't $30 anywhere. I actually don't know what it costs in Oregon these days because I haven't seen it on the shelves in a little while. For a while, it was always on the shelves. That's why our first "You Only Need 5 Bourbons" video that we did in March of 2020. It was on the shelf everywhere we went.
There's like 12 bottles deep. Like
we've got a lot of downvotes on that video. It's because of the inclusion of Eagle Rare. Because at the time it was everywhere for us. Yeah. Shanks is good. Definitely overhyped. I would believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Knob Creek single barrel standard or store picks. Knob Creek single barrel bourbon store picks. We've got one right now that's absolutely amazing. We got from Rose City Liquor.
Mm-hmm.
We've had it for a few months. I doubt they still got it, but Rose City in Portland has really fantastic picks as well.
One thing that I do not think is overhyped. I'm moving on to my new favorite distillery, which is the Chattanooga. I've had 3 different variations. We can't get it here. So like maybe that's why I'm so excited about it, because it's like every time I get one, I'm like, oh, it's just as good as the last one. And there is something, maybe that's why people like allocated bottles too, because there is something special about like receiving a taste or a sample of something that just is not available at all. Like
totally.
Not even like in neighboring states. So
yeah. I mean, even the Old Forester, the birthday bourbon that you got to try at Bardstown.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. And we got it there at what I thought was a really good price for the pour.
I know, and I was like crying inside.
I'm not going to pay $1,000 for that on the market. That's crazy.
I can't remember. Do you remember what I said? Like, I do, like, when I'm paying a lot of money for a pour, I'm like, maybe you just lie to yourself. You're like, it doesn't matter what it tastes like. You're like, it's amazing, because you have to justify the price. But I really do think that was really good. I mean, I wouldn't spend.
It was very good. It was very good.
$1 million on it.
Aiden with some knowledge here. Wild Turkey 101, Old Forester, Coopers, and Benchmark are leading the way. Completely agree. That Benchmark foolproof, spoiler alert, that's going to be on our end of year list this year.
I like the foolproof. It really did blow me away.
Canadian Chris says, I signed on late. Your pick is only available to Patreon members. This pick is actually only available locally.
Yeah.
And our Patreon folks that are $50 or above, when we have access to something that we've had a hand in or a rare bottle, you do have access to that. We offer access when it makes sense to do so. So this is one of those bottles.
We're trying to figure out like a better way, or not a better way, but just like another way to get more. The next pick that we do will be available to everybody. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. So the only way to get this one right now is to be a $50 or up supporter, which we know is not great, not ideal, or to be local here. So I actually, hey, James Norwood, Elijah Craig is good rye. Thank you, James. You're absolutely right. I'm going to. I think it's time to pick.
Oh,
you want to stir the chili? Should I stir the chili? Well, we're 1 hour and 5 minutes in, which means that we are now beyond where we were supposed to be to make this pick. So I'll tell you what.
Have we chatted about what everyone's drinking today? Because
we talked a little bit.
Because are we going to have a finale? We only have 2 Heaven's Doors. It's not like we can have a third one.
We're going to have one more sip of something. We're going to give you until we've been live for 1 hour and 5 minutes. Let's go 6:06 our time.
I was thinking 15, but yeah, sure.
I don't want to go crazy here. Let's just go 1 more minute. Get your super chats in if you want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And we will pick a winner at that point. Great. Yeah. You want me to stir the chili? Stir the whiskey.
No, how about you pick a what are we doing as a sign off?
Well, you've been talking about Smoke Wagon.
Oh yeah. Or should we just have a little bit more of this? It's actually
I would have a little
very
bit.
good.
Yeah,
I don't need to mix and match.
I'd be perfectly
This is
happy.
all Heaven's Door all day long.
Yeah, 120 plus proof. Why not? Let's have more.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Any idea if Oregon will be getting Knob Creek 18? Love to get one of those to complete the set. I would love to know that too. I actually don't know. Zach DL got an Eagle Rare store pick for $38. Store picks are interesting of that. All the Buffalo Trace picks are interesting. We actually have a pick of Blanton's, which is just weird because they're all single barrels anyway.
Yeah. I love how single barrels have really, I said that in a weird way, but have really taken off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess you have to keep changing it up, right?
I mean, here's the thing.
We do get bored.
In Oregon, $60 gets you. There's a bunch of bottles that are at $60. There's a bunch of stuff that's on the shelf right now that I look at and go, either it's sourced or it's, some random one-off brand that nobody knows anything about or whatever. This is reliable whiskey for $60. So if you're in the area, I can't really recommend it enough. We actually already have a backup of this. I'm so excited about it. And it's not just,
we do.
It's not just because it was our pick. It's actually really good $60 whiskey that's barrel proof. $60, what do you get? Elijah Craig barrel proof? Sure, it's 12 years aged and it's dynamite and consistent. And that's $65, $70.
Yeah.
Old Forester 1920, that sort of thing. It's just a great bottle. And we're so excited about it. We're really standing behind it. We think it's great. So we hope that you like it as much as we do if you do get it.
Yeah. And if you live in Central Oregon, which I'm sure not many people do.
Yeah.
Check out the 2 locations.
Yeah, we're not the most populous area. Rob Goulday is here. Hey, Rob, what's going on?
Wait, hold on. Yeah, sorry.
I got to tell Rob.
Holy smokes, Rob! We haven't talked to you in forever, it seems.
I'm excited for Rob to know that.
Look at his face. I'm just got real excited.
You're beaming. I got to tell you, I've been at Planet Fitness a lot lately.
Oh no!
in tandem with my treadmill running, I've been getting into that upper body strength training. You're inspiring to me. So cheers, Rob. You got me going.
Rob, one of our very first.
Very early on. A Bourbon Van adopter from very early on. So cheers, Rob.
When we were just not that we're doing a great job, but
we get excited. We see our early Patreons on here. We see our early supporters. It's great.
I do. I mean, there's a lot of early supporters that are on today, which is very nice, but we just haven't seen in a while. That's why we got so excited.
Rob D, you are in. Cheers, bud. Scored a couple of Russell's picks this week. You're doing great. Well, we're gonna add you to the list here. You made it in just under the wire because I keep saying it's gonna be 1 minute, and here we keep going. I'm doing a great job.
Get distracted.
All right. All right. Well, if nobody else is interested in jumping in, I think we should make a pick.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can have our final.
Have a final draft.
Not a final farewell, but
a final thing. Yeah.
We did tell our Patreons. We probably will not have a live stream until probably the end of October, right?
Well,
I mean, we can maybe try to figure it out.
Yeah. For those of you that haven't been on all night, we're going to Ireland, we're going to Scotland, we're going to London.
Yeah.
So we are going to be
and visit some family.
We've been
and doing some other stuff.
We're recording a lot of videos.
Yeah.
So that we can hit the road and be gone for a while. So super stoked about that. And we will be doing videos from there. We're going to be doing some vlogging.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless I'm out of here, and then I just go running up a hiking trail and leave filling my dust at the pub.
Yeah, we might just be on vacation too.
Yeah.
But we're planning on recording some videos, and we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to randomize those? And I'm going to pick a winner here.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask Siri if she would do the honors.
Yeah.
The last couple times we've had her do the honors, she's come up with crazy
42.
numbers.
Yeah.
You got 42?
Yeah.
All right.
Hold on.
You let me know when you're ready, and we'll pick a winner. Good luck to all of you.
Go for it.
Ready?
Yep.
I did it wrong.
Oh, boy.
Pick a number between 1 and 42. She's not going to do it. She shut off.
Oh, no. Technology.
Well, I used to be pretty good at things. I'm not now. Pick a number between 1 and 42.
The answer is 6.
6.
Oh, we're going
that's
single
like the
digit.
earliest number that we've ever had. Whiskey knows.
Marty's
Marty.
taking home a bottle. Cheers to you, Marty.
Yeah.
Congrats. You've won. You are the guy. Well, there you go. One more reason for us to go to South Carolina.
Yeah, you're still in South Carolina, right? North Carolina or South Carolina?
He's in one of the Carolinas.
He's in a Carolina for sure.
All right. Well, there you go. Cheers to you. You are in.
This is our first, another first timer.
Marty's never won anything on the channel before.
We're spreading the love.
Marty has played on just about every single thing that we've done.
I was gonna say he has played on at least 90% of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Keith wants to know if we have jobs.
We do have jobs.
Yeah.
And literally 1 minute before the live stream, I was running in here to get set up.
I had the worst work day today. It was terrible. If you're going to start a website and your hosting company starts with the letter G, don't.
Oh, no.
Call me first. Just reach out to me. I'll help, please.
Yeah. So I
had the worst day.
Yeah. I work for a local advertising and PR firm as a project manager.
Yeah.
That's my full-time gig. That's why usually on live streams, I try to be here promptly, but sometimes Phil's here she's coming, and I come in sweating.
Julie's job is
it's 4:55 and I'm I'm here.
Yeah. Julie's got the 9 to 5. I've got the
anytime he wants to.
Or anytime I have to.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Squatch enjoying the dram. Yeah, private mode. We call that the Sasquatch. I also make websites, and I also hate No Daddy, says Danny. By the way, that feels good. I'm glad I'm not alone. It's cute, right? The little
little guy. Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna have to bring that to Scotland. I think people will like that.
Yeah. Well, it's cold and rainy, so it's all sweatshirts all day long.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I'd like another whiskey. Would you like another whiskey?
Let's have a.
Now that we've made the decision, if you have to
I have a job-ish. I wish I had a job-ish.
Right.
I do keep telling Phil, I was wouldn't it be great if I didn't work anymore? Yes.
Wouldn't that be nice for you?
I got 20 more years.
Bill says, Phil, I don't like the ones that start with A, then W, then S. I deal with them too. Although I will say I've had better luck with the type of stuff that I do.
Yeah.
I'm envious you do this and still venture out. Yeah, we worked really hard to get connected. So that whether that's our cell signals, whether that's our signal booster, whatever it might be. It was tough. It's tough to get started, but it's worth it. Peach Coke says, I have a job-ish. Is that what you were talking about a second ago?
Yeah, I have a job-ish.
Richie Z says, pour your favorite this year.
Oh
man,
year.
We have had some great whiskeys. I'm just starting to think about an end of year list.
Oh, Phil's always doing that. And then 2 days before we're recording, he's like, have you thought about what you want? I'm like, I don't even know what came out this year. And I panic.
And I say things like, have you thought about what you're getting me for Christmas? And she goes, and I go, it's the 27th. What are you doing?
You're like, we're already over it.
I have a favorite bottle, and I just had to buy another one. I don't know if it's a favorite. It's biggest surprise.
Oh, you're just gonna grab the McCarthy's.
Yeah, McCarthy's.
Oh, crap.
Single barrel, 113 proof.
I actually
peated single malt.
I was gonna say I actually know where it is, because the other day I was like, I thought we not finally, but I'm like, I thought we finished the McCarthy's and we could take it off the shelf. And he goes, I bought it back up. So now it's back on the shelf, which is great because it's
fantastic whiskey. I don't know if I'm gonna sip it tonight, but it's a great. That McCarthy single malt, it'll definitely be on our end of the year list. We compartmentalize. We put them in categories. It's definitely going to be there.
What are you guys drinking?
It's a good question.
What are you thinking?
Honestly, I could go back to what we were just drinking, or.
Oh yeah.
Hear me out.
Okay. Here we go.
We have 230 plus proof rye sitting right there.
Should we do something that is less than 100? Shh. Oh, is that where you're going or no? Were you going over one? Oh, you want to do the Old Forester?
All McCarthy's are peated, yes. Yep, the malt comes from Scotland, actually.
You want to do the Old Forester?
Either the Old Forester or that Fray Ranch.
Oh, snap.
We could flip a coin.
Are our palates ready for that? Or is this the best time?
Or we should just, or I would go back to the Heaven's Door too, because it is really good.
I will do whatever it is that you'd like to do. I actually am very curious about the Fray Ranch.
All right.
Oh, Senator.
Yeah, there's some good whiskey in there.
Mm-hmm.
Richie says Fray Ranch barrel proof.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Do you have a favorite sherry or port finished? Not really.
Phil, not a finished guy.
I'm not a big finished guy. Although McCarthy's has a new PX finish that's coming out, and I got to try it.
Yeah.
It's doggone good. There's 2 votes for Fray Ranch.
But what is the proof point on that?
It's only 130. A lot of Fray Ranch coming through.
Oh, boy.
We know that the Fray Ranch is going to have huge flavors.
Okay. Oh, no.
We've been drinking over 120 proof. Let me get some. Should I get some glasses? Are you into it? Do you want to do a cork pop tonight?
Sure.
You're into it? You're sure?
I mean, you're into it.
That wasn't a super confident.
It's hefty, but yeah, I'll be into it.
It's hefty.
Yeah, I mean, right. I am really curious. If we're gonna cork pop something between these 2 bottles, I'd rather do the Fray Ranch.
Let's just do the Fray Ranch. Eric said it. We're gonna do it. Let's do it. I'll get the glasses.
All right, I will get the. For whatever reason, we still put plastic on things. I'm gonna get that off. That's one of those. What do you call that? ASM sounds by the microphone.
We'll give you the.
Again, my favorite thing about the Fray Ranch is this crazy.
The hex nut.
Yeah. I didn't get it all off.
I'm going to give you the Joe Knott glass.
Hey, Joe Knott.
And I will take the other Patreon exclusive glass, the Do Not Disturb Bourbon Van glass.
Oh, I like that one. I feel really
a couple of new glasses. We don't do a lot of merchandise, but thought that would be fun. Little fun thing to do. Fray effing Ranch. Everybody's in on the Fray.
Okay.
We had a great time at Fray Ranch.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, grain to glass.
Also,
I've never seen a more grain to glass specific, not messing around type of thing.
Here, this is what I'm gonna say. I think they are missing that thing because there's some stickiness.
Looks like it didn't. Yeah, it looks like it didn't stick. Oh boy, don't throw that one.
Oh, are we ready?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good sound.
That's great. The heaviest cork in the business. That topper is ridiculous. It's actually, what is it, bronze? It's heavy. Congratulations, you have a bronze medal.
All right, this is gonna have to be not a Julie pour.
Darren Joy is here talking about cork pop. Nice.
How's that? Is that just a baby? That's just a baby.
That looks good.
Oh, that's mine.
Look how it's coating the glass. Oh my goodness. Matt says the Middle West Pumpernickel Rye finished in port barrels is pretty darn good.
I love that Middle West.
Joe sent us that, and we haven't tried it yet. Oh, there you go. Joe just said that.
This is what happens.
Nice Glen you got there. Yeah, these Glens turned out pretty good. Most finished bottle I've had. Oh, that's interesting. America. There you go. That's the ADHD, the Matt. We've only been on one stream with Matt. Matter of fact, it was Marty's stream. Quinn's here. Cheers. What's the proof on that?
This smells question. Awesome.
Okay, so this is a Fray Ranch single barrel, bottle 117, barrel number 713. This is their straight rye whiskey, non-chill filtered, 100% slow-grown winter rye. I don't know why the speed at which it grows matters. 130.4 proof.
Well, no, I think that if things grow too fast, then it doesn't have enough maturity behind it.
My understanding is they bottled 4 barrels.
Nice. Of
this cask strength or barrel strength rye, and that was it. So this is going to be.
This is one of the ones that we would love to do a barrel pick from, but they are in high demand. You know what I realized we didn't do today?
We did.
Did we?
On the second one.
Wow. Well, that doesn't count. Yeah. It's hot. 1:30. Yeah, she drinks there. Woo! Nelly.
Wow.
They do have a distinctive flavor profile. It's so earthy. It tastes like the farm. And I'm not saying that like in a stinky farm way, but there's just a lot of like corn wave, like rye.
I'm on a journey here. This is Fruity Pebbles all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
It's Fruit Loops. It's been going on. It's the earthiness, but it's the sweetness. It's the cereal grain. It's the vanilla. There's oak. There's raspberry. There's a ton of flavors. I
There's
love
like
this
black
distillery.
raspberry here.
Yeah. Ooh, that's nice. Ruby says Fray and Baker's 7 corks are the heaviest in the business. Yeah, Baker's 7 corks.
Oh, Baker's 7's cork is crazy.
It's great.
Oh, this is like a dark candy. Like that's the sweetness you get, that like dark flavor.
Look at Ethan just showed up. It's like a dog whistle. Like you open a bottle of Fray Ranch and the Turks come around.
Yeah.
I love it. We do have the bottled and bond to compare it to, but I'll be honest, it reminds me a lot of chili. It reminds me a lot of the bottled and bond. Just to an extreme. Whew. Boy, there's a lot of flavor here.
I have never had something by Fray Ranch that I didn't like.
I agree. Fray Ranch stuff. Yeah, I've never had one that I didn't like. Let me get this banner off of here. That doesn't need to be up there anymore. There we go.
It smells awesome in here.
Yeah, the house smells great. The whiskey smells incredible. It tastes great.
Yeah, I know you just said this, but Fray Ranch is just, how I love things that are just a little bit
weird.
Different. Yeah, like a little bit, I don't want to say stanky, but like, but kind of like, yeah, but it's just the flavor profile of this is just so unique, and interesting. And when you hear their story about like their sustainability and the farming that's gone on from 100 years ago, and they kind of like do everything
farm,
and they do everything there, it comes through in the bottles.
Well, you couldn't even distill in the state of Nevada until they went to the state and said, hey, why don't we change this? Ooh, here's the nice thing. I'm getting older. I'm in my 40s. Sometimes I have to trim my nose hair.
Oh boy.
With a bottle like this around, I don't have to. But no, gone.
Good point. That's good for everybody.
Yeah. Manga Gaia TV. I keep murdering the pronunciation. B522 or C922. I assume that you're talking about Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Yep. We haven't seen the C922 yet.
Oh, snap. That's coming right now, right? Because we're just in I would say it's my work coming out, but Q3.
Well, Larceny Barrel Proof also, Breaking Bourbon just gave C922 Larceny Barrel Proof the seal of like, this is what it's supposed to be.
Really?
Yeah. Which is the first batch that we're going to buy since C920.
Phil is a big Larceny fan. I
would say I'm a moderate Larceny fan. Okay, I like the barrel proof. The B520 and the C920, I was like, okay, I like what they're doing here. But now that I hear, and I haven't bought one since, now that I hear that the B520 or A122 was great and B522, the C922 though looks legit. And so that's
Larceny or Elijah Craig? It's very confusing.
Well, they're the same brand, just different mash bill. The Larceny is the weeder.
Larceny is like not my jam, but if this is like what it's supposed to be like, I am definitely interested. So what's your takeaway
on this?
Yeah, you like it.
It's enormous.
I love Fray Ranch. I can't get over how delicious their stuff is.
It's amazing. They have the biggest flavors. There's a couple of whiskeys that you drink them even at under 100 proof or under 90 proof, and you go, holy cow, these things have huge flavors. The Fray Ranch Rye at 100 proof is great. Yeah, the bottle's great.
It is so heavy. So heavy.
What are we doing? We doing bread with the chili, or we just put the chili in a bowl and put sour cream and cheese on it?
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Anything you want. There's no rules.
Cheese, though, for sure. There are rules. Cheese. sour cream, but I don't think we even have that. I think we have cottage cheese. Not as sexy as the regular cheese.
You're putting cottage cheese?
No. I said that's what we have.
We have cottage cheese?
We have cottage cheese, but not sour cream. So I don't think you want to put cottage cheese in there.
No, I love cottage cheese, though.
Yeah.
Can they come up with better names than letters and numbers? Yeah, the batches should be named something cool.
Agreed.
Like, is anybody naming something cool when it comes to batches?
Yeah, like this is Zeke.
Yeah.
I like that, actually.
Just because that's your fantasy football quarterback or running back who's no good.
Oh, no, it's not that he's no good. Yeah, he did fail me last week. Good. He's not doing great. And I'm not saying that he...
Cottage cheese tastes and feels like sad.
Like sad. It's an old man food.
It depends on the curd size. That small curd is no good. Give me that large curd. Let's go.
This
is my platform. If I ever run for office, large curd only. Vote for Phil.
What I thought was so funny about that was that, like, I did buy cottage cheese the other day, and they're like, we had to substitute for, like, whatever. And I came home, and Phil was like, was it small curd?
Yeah.
He's like, it's small curd. I'm like, what is the difference? He's like, that's crap. That's a crap cottage cheese.
I'll tell you what makes a difference. Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. It's just curdled milk.
Cheers, Darren. Yeah, absolutely. We were there April or May. Early. I think it was April that we were in Fallon. We'll definitely go back. We love it there. Thank you so much, Darren.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It was
we love it, and we
what I found so
Colby
interesting
is so super cool, and everybody there was awesome.
What I find so interesting about that area is that it was very unexpected. Like anytime we talk about Nevada, one, you always think about like Vegas, but you also think about like arid and dry and no water, which are all 100% true, right? But we went where they're at, it was like very temperate. There was some green spaces. It was like hilly, like almost like mount, like.
Well, it's part of the Lake Tahoe watershed.
I know, but
for now.
For now, but it was just very unexpected, like with like the climate there.
Yeah.
It was unlike the desert, which is what I kind of.
It was still dusty and dirty, but that's what it is here too.
Yeah.
So, this is what it is. But yeah, we had a Silver Spring. Is that where we camped? Holy cow, that was beautiful. It was great. Well, what do you think about this whiskey? Because my tongue has gone numb.
It's pretty warm, even compared to the 122 that we were drinking.
Yeah. My breath tastes like raspberries now.
I've got no regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. I thought that's what you did. No?
I said regrets.
Oh, so then I did that. No regrets on this one. Phil did mention that it was available for shipping, and he was like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "It's Fray Ranch." Like,
yeah, we flipped a coin for a hot minute, and that was it.
It was like 2 seconds. So like, I don't even know if it was a hot minute.
Yeah,
it was a sizzling coin. I'm just trying out stuff.
You're doing great. I think you're doing great.
Crap.
Reggie says we have to change the rotors and pads on the front brakes on the Bourbon Honda, so hope $5 helps. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reggie.
It does help.
It does help, absolutely.
You know what would else?
I was just scheduling service this week, and I was like, oh boy, here we go again.
Yeah. What else would help is a car wash.
It's clean on the inside. Who cares what the outside looks like? If you keep the outside too clean, then people expect it to be really clean inside. That's not fair to you.
We did just release that Bourbon, Bourbon, the van tour a couple weeks ago or whatever. And I was like, we made the inside kind of cleaned up and we kind of put things away. And then as I was watching Phil put it together, I was like, I guess we could have splurged for a little bit of a bath. Like she had like so many bugs and she was dingy. We've owned her for 4 years and like she's maybe been washed twice.
I tried to wash her a third time, but the car wash was broken. That counts.
It does. Yeah.
I didn't go to another car wash.
I love it.
Well,
anyway, no regrets. Darren, exactly.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Eric Anderson's pouring him some of the Chattanooga single barrel.
Eric.
Wait, we are going to have we got a lot of Chattanooga samples.
I know we're going to do a video on Chattanooga. I'm very excited.
We're just going to try all the samples.
I'm like so appreciative of all the Chattanooga samples because, again, we can't get it here. And I think it's rising to the top for me. It's just one of those beautifully flavorful things that Julie loves.
It's great whiskey. I hope that they triple their production and we get to see it really soon in Oregon, because it's and just anywhere out west you just don't see it.
Yeah,
I saw today on Instagram that they were bottling more of their bottled and bond.
Oh.
And we got to try that once. Eric C and Ruby Heart 921 sent us a sample for Fives of Friday, and it was unbelievable. One of the better things that we tried this year. So we hope we see it around here very soon. So,
well, we are ready to wrap it up. I was thinking we were like on my clock over here. It says 6:29, and I said hour and a half. That'll take us to 6:30. We are right there. I know there's other streams to watch.
Yeah, and we've got chili to eat.
And we have chili to eat. So we love you guys. Thank you so much for coming. This was a blast.
Yeah, thank you so much. And
if you live in Central Oregon, check out the pick.
Check out the pick. And if we were able to get our hands on some, we'll keep you posted. Patreons, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
And thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for contributing and for making Whiskey Tube the best of YouTube, quite honestly.
Marty, Whiskey Knows, will be in touch.
We'll be in touch.
We have all your info, but we're friends and stuff, so it'll be good.
Absolutely. Cheers, guys. Another Five Sip Friday comes your way tomorrow from wherever we are
to wherever you are.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.